What's going on, Facebook? Hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend this weekend. We had a great hike this weekend. Put in about 25 miles up in the Sawtooth. I got some cool pictures. Hope you can check those out. But went into some places that were off trail and just had a really good time. So we've been doing these videos for a little while. I got a question the other day about the ketones that I'm always talking about from Prove It. I got asked why I drink them and how did I get started, like drinking exogenous ketones. And so I thought I'd share a little bit about that today and share that with you guys so you kind of understand where I'm coming from, why I drink them daily, why I'm so passionate about them, and why that's kind of a staple in our diet in our home. So about 5 years ago, I was way overweight. Weighed just right around 300 pounds. 297 is the highest I ever saw on a scale. I'm sure there was a time when I was over that, and just was pretty unhappy with the way things were going in my life. Right. Was at a job that I spent a lot of time driving, spent a lot of time in the car, going from place to place, very sedentary lifestyle, and then had a lot of ecclesiastical responsibilities. So when I did get home, I had I had a second job basically that I was out doing all the time, and so had a lot of stress, and again some pretty unhealthy habits that had kind of slowly I'd put the weight on, and I'd found myself at about 300 pounds. And so I knew I needed to make a change, and I knew that if nothing changed, nothing was going to change. And so, looking at my family, my girls, and kind of my situation, I knew that I needed to make a change for my health if I wanted to be around for my family. I come from an amazing family, but my genetics, we've got a lot of issues with cancer, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, dementia. I kind of hit the lottery for the bad genes, right? And so I knew that if I didn't make a change, that I was headed in a bad direction. And so I started to educate myself on health, nutrition, started reading books, podcasts, other information, and finally enrolled myself into a nutrition course. The Institute of Integrative Nutrition offered a certification program to become a holistic health coach. Was a year study, pretty intensive, tests every week, quarterly tests, those kind of things. So it was a great education on like learning how to get control of my health again. And along that journey, I learned about ketogenic diets and their benefit with weight loss, with cognitive function, with sleep, with disease prevention. And so I started eating more of a ketogenic lifestyle, started to reduce my carbohydrate intake to lower than 50 grams a day, and started to see some good changes. Started to see weight come off, started to have better cognitive effects, started to exercise again, and started to feel a lot better about things. And so it stuck to this for a while, and kind of doing this ketogenic lifestyle had dropped about 50 pounds. And so I'd done a lot of study on this, listened to Dom D'Agostino, listened to a lot of the podcasts on ketogenic diets, on their benefits, on just the overall, the cool things that the ketogenic diet could do. And was listening to some of them talk about like exogenous ketones, which were kind of a new science developed by the Department of Defense that the Navy SEALs were using to prevent strokes or prevent seizures that they were having utilizing rebreathers. because the ketogenic diet had been so effective for people with epilepsy, because ketones have a great effect on seizures. And so Navy SEALs were having seizures using rebreathers. And so the Naval Defense Department developed exogenous ketones, which you could drink, and you could put your body in a state of ketosis, and it prevented the Navy SEALs from having seizures. And so this is kind of where the exogenous ketones started coming into effect. And so it was really cool. And so I was listening to podcasts from like Peter Attia talk about performance enhancing effects that exogenous ketones were having on athletes, that exogenous ketones were having on, again, the Navy SEALs and those kind of things. But everything I heard about them, they were really, really expensive. They were about $1,500 for a serving of ketone esters, is what they were called. And again, these ketones would put your body in this deep state of ketosis, and you'd get a lot of the benefits without having to be super, super strict on your diet, right? Because a ketogenic diet, if you're going to follow that, you have to be really, really strict. If you eat something that can kick you out of ketosis, typically it takes a couple days or a week to get back into where your body's producing sufficient ketones to be in ketosis. So there was this new research on exogenous ketones that I was learning about. And again, this was like 3 years ago. So, and again, they were really expensive. Like if an athlete was going to use them, it was about $1,500 a serving. And so a few weeks into this, I see a post on my Facebook from a friend, said lost 50 pounds drinking exogenous ketones and feel great and amazing, and can't believe all the benefits that I'm getting from drinking these exogenous ketones. And so I was pretty familiar again with the ketogenic diet, with ketones, and so I called him up on the phone and I said, hey, I see you're drinking exogenous ketones. Tell me more, And so this was James Skinner, and James told me he'd been drinking exogenous ketones from a company named Prove It. And so I started asking James questions. I was like, well, is this a ketone ester? Is this a ketone salt? What is it? And he's like, I don't know. All I know is that I drink them, I feel great, and I lost a lot of weight. And I'd ask him, like, well, what's the ketone body? Is it beta hydroxybutyrate? Is it acetoacetate? Is it acetone? Like, what's the ketone? And he's like, I don't know. I just drink it and it makes me feel great and I lose a lot of weight. And so I'd ask him, like, well, what kind of levels of ketones are you in? Are you at 0.5? Are you at 1? Are you at a 3? And he's like, I don't know. I just drink them. They make me feel great. I lose a lot of weight. And so anyway, James got me pretty excited about it. Again, it's fun to watch him because at that time when I asked him all those questions, he didn't know the answers. But James is like the ketone expert now, and he could tell you all these answers and more. And it's been fun to watch him. But his original thing was I love to drink it. It makes me feel good, and I've lost a lot of weight. And James just stuck with that, and shared that message, and he's been able to help thousands of people, again, improve their lives, improve their health, improve their weight loss, just because, again, he didn't know all this stuff. He just knew, I drink this, it makes me feel great, and I lost a lot of weight, And so kudos to James for just, the way he shows up and just being able to share that message. Him and his brother Jeff have just been a great inspiration and really good with the ketone conversation, And again, I was more on the science end of things. I loved learning about the ketones, what they were doing metabolically. And so, I didn't go for a 5-day sample. I went and bought a couple boxes offline, signed up as a promoter, and started taking the product, shortly after that. So it'll be 3 years in September from when I got my first box of ketones. And I was so excited to think that I could get exogenous ketones for $5, $5 to $6 a serving, when everything I had heard or learned about, they were about $1,500 for just one serving. And so it was cool. I did more research on the company, on what kind of ketone it was, which was beta hydroxybutyrate, which is the ketone that had all the dramatic effects on, getting people into a state of deep ketosis, of improving ketone levels, again, and all the benefits, the cognitive benefits, sleep benefits, digestion benefits. And so we started drinking them, Annalie and I, about 3 years ago, and have not missed a day since. It makes life so much easier. They're great with, again, helping control appetite. They improve sleep, digestion, cognitive function, athletic performance. If you'll notice, like on our Facebook page, like the hikes that we get out and do, we're able to go out and put in a lot of miles, recover really well, and do it every weekend. This weekend, again, we hit 25 miles on a hike, and part of the reason is we're in ketosis when we're hiking, and we're drinking exogenous ketones as we go. And the energy that you get from them is amazing, and again, the endurance qualities. And it's not something that just happens overnight. It's, again, we've been consistent with this over 3 years. But just the fact that you're able to again, get your hands on exogenous ketones that put your body in a state of ketosis within an hour, and can help keep you there. Again, it makes so much easier to be in a ketogenic state, right? Because with food alone, you have to be so strict, and anything that you eat that's outside of that margin can kick you out of ketosis, and it takes you a while to get back in and enjoy those benefits. But again, drinking the drink, you're in ketosis within 60 minutes of drinking it. Again, you get all the benefits of ketosis. It's a signaling molecule to your body to continue to burn fat, to upgrade all of those metabolic processes, and it's just a great product. So if you're someone who's tired, who lacks energy, who lacks appetite control, those kind of things, ketones, exogenous ketones are such a crucial, supplement for that. And I hate to even call them a supplement, because it's not like other supplements. Not like your body has a deficiency in ketones. Your body can run on two fuels, glucose and ketones. And ketones is a far superior fuel. It's like running on jet fuel. And they're the only two fuel sources your body can run on, glucose and ketones. And it's not like you're just supplying like a mineral deficiency. You're running on a completely different fuel source. And when you do that, everything else functions so much better. So again, this is kind of how I came into it. Again, started drinking the drink, lost an additional 50 pounds. Again, watching what I eat, exercise, diet, lifestyle, hormone control, those kind of things, again, that I talk about on here. But the product itself has been a godsend for us. Again, it allows us to get out, do what we love to do, hike, get out, have the energy you need to go and get your stuff done. So again, if you have any more questions on the ketones, or want to give them a try, shoot me a message. Would love to share that with you. But if you're someone who lacks energy, who's not sleeping well, who's not digesting well, who's just not functioning well, who has the brain fog, there's so many benefits that come from supplementing with exogenous ketones. And I would encourage you to give them a try, see if they work for you, and hit me up. So anyway, hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody's having a great weekend or week coming up. Get out and kill the day. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.